What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and sometimes you don't realize that you actually need a product until you use it. That is the case for me with the BenQ ScreenBar e-reading lamp that you see sitting up here, as well as right here. And I'm going to go over why and how it works and what it's meant for right after this. Welcome back. So this little device essentially sits on top of your monitor, kind of where you would probably put something like a webcam. What it is meant to do is essentially light the desk up for you. Its primary use case is going to be for those who are minimalists that want to keep a clean desk and not have an extra lamp hanging off the side or something along those lines, and it works really well. One of the things that I was worried about initially was going to be, of course, the glare on the screen. It does advertise anti-glare, but of course advertising isn't always accurate. But as you can see here, if we turn it on real quick, I can still see my screen quite well. Now on some panels, like TN panels, it is a little bit worse. And if you have any white desk tops, you're going to also get a glare or a bouncing of the light off of that white desktop up onto the monitor, as you can see in the shots from the BenQ monitor that I did all the demos in. Now the light comes with quite a few features, but starting things off, you're going to unbox it and find that you have the light itself, as well as the mount and a USB cable. Now the USB cable doesn't come with another power adapter, so you're not going to be able to plug it into a wall without purchasing one, but you can plug it into your computer and it should work perfectly fine. I didn't see any additional actual software for this particular device, and all of the controls are on top of it. Speaking of controls, you have actually a pretty good variety of different settings. Starting with, of course, the dimming, which will be your manual dimming controls, and then moving to the right you have your color temperatures, which I found to be my favorite of all of the features because I prefer to have a bright light during the day and then go to more of a warmer, of course, light during the evenings, as to not mess with any sleep cycles. I also use some color temperatures on my monitors quite frequently for this as well, and it can help a lot. So I was super glad to see that that option was there. And then moving further to the right, you'll have your auto dim. Now I didn't find the auto dim to really set it where I like, because I kind of like the light to be a little bit lower than what the auto dim does decide to go with. That's going to be kind of one of those subjective cases, and you may like where the auto dim sets it and you may not. It's going to be really up to you and your personal taste. Finally, you have the power button. Now all of the touch controls are, well, touch, and they can be a little bit finicky, especially if you have it on an older USB port. So make sure you have a relatively newer computer, and definitely not on like a USB 1.0, which I hope nobody's on anymore. And it seems to work best or respond best and have the best lighting overall with a USB 3 port. For some reason I was having some issues touching it and it coming on and off reliably on a USB 2.0 slot. And I'm not quite sure why that would be. It could have just been that USB 2.0 slot, because I don't really think that that would affect it, but heads up there. If you're having issues, that's probably where you're going to want to look at. So my only concern really, and we're going to go ahead and test this out right here, is that I use a web camera pretty much all the time when I'm live streaming. And to take the light bar off and then put the webcam on could become a little bit annoying, so I did want to test fitment right here, which I didn't do any B-roll for because I just thought about it right now. And as you can see there, it doesn't look like we're going to have a pretty good option for mounting both the light bar as well as the web camera on top of your monitors, which could be kind of disappointing for some. So that's something, a little test we needed to go ahead and do. Overall, I want to thank BenQ for sending this product over. It did end up being, like I said, something I didn't ever think I actually needed, but once I used it, I'm finding very, very helpful. Things like being able to light it up real quick and write or draw on, you know, my desk and take notes at just the touch of a button there is quite nice, and I do appreciate that. Overall, something that, like I said, was something I didn't realize I needed, that I actually did need and will put to good use. If you guys are interested in purchasing it, of course the Amazon affiliate link will be in the description below, and I'm not quite sure on pricing because it did shift on me, but it'll be down there so you can check it out and let me know what you guys think. Is this something you would use? Is this something that would come in handy for you? The biggest thing that I see here is going to be a nice feature for somebody that would be wanting to have a little bit more of a minimalist setup, like I stated earlier, and getting rid of any extra lamps you might have on your desk. It would especially look nice with maybe an iMac Pro. Just kidding, just kidding. Oh. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next Tuesday.